other one. So I was like, I have to go the opposite just to dispute you. But I mean, neither of us could really care because I mean we're Detroit, so Pistons were out of it second round.
But
Yeah.
the funny thing about sports, right, is there's sometimes it transcends sports, right? And it's just an emotional moment, right? Regardless of whether you understand the game, who wins, who cares. You could just appreciate the emotion, right? It's one of those,
Well, one thing I
So
have to say, and we can use this in pitch and everything. When you're in the playoff games, whether you're hockey, basketball, I don't care. When you're in the playoffs, you play harder. We
of course.
are in the playoffs. Play harder, get the people. Just
That's
saying.
right. No, I always think about the playoffs is like we always think they're just a bunch of sometimes rich, spoiled brats, right? But yet, right at the end of the day, when they care about, regardless of what they're getting paid, they really do care about winning.
Hmm.
It doesn't get old, right? Winning doesn't get old. Being the best doesn't get old. That
Well,
competitive.
in the Knicks, you have this guy. He's named the Flopper because he is very emotional and very like dramatic, and he throws himself on the floor to get all these penalties. But this time he didn't really do that as much. He actually played a good game.
See, there you go.
Yeah, LA has one of those too. His name is LeBron James.
Ooh, let me put guys on mute. Somebody has a little feedback going on, so feel free to unmute yourself. To Yeah, I don't know if anyone's old enough besides me to remember Willis Reed walking out to center court, in Madison Square Garden, as a little kid. That was, to me, the most memorable sports moment where people were beside themselves, and then goes out and hits his first two shots before basically going to the hospital and then inspiring his team to win, right? It was just, if that moment has made me want to be a pro athlete at that day, to find that moment in my life, right? So, and you can do that in a lot more ways in life, right, than just on the basketball court. So, does anyone have anything unique and special they want me to go over today? First of all, I want to say thank you for joining us on Saturday. That was very nice.
Saturday
I
was great.
appreciate that. Thank you so much for letting us share. And like I say, this week we're going to focus on, I'm working on creating some videos that I'm going to show you. Um, I didn't get to finish it today. I had too many meetings today, where I'm going to break it down into categories. So if you meet someone in real estate, you can either send mine or inspire you to make your own from the script, but to really show you how we can break it down and categorize it a little bit in that category. Go ahead, Garrett. You have a question? Uh-huh.
Yeah, real quick. By the way, Saturday was excellent, Steve. Thank you for doing that. That was very helpful. Just have a quick question for you on the videos. When I try to download it, some videos I've downloaded, I can see the full thumbnail showing, and others it just says awesome video. Is there a way to make sure all of them come through when you're trying to download them so that you can actually see the thumbnail? Do you know what I'm saying?
When you're saying when somebody's viewing it or someone is downloading it, using the
No,
term
just kind of
download, that's,
download it out of the back office and being able to send it in an email.
oh, well, when you download it, you're re-uploading it, right, into your own back office, correct?
I have been able to take it and put some of the ones I've done. I've been able to put into an email, and it shows my picture with the heading, and others is just saying awesome video, and it's just text.
Um, I think if corporate sent out a video for you to download, right, we do something outside the system, like that black one with the circle. We do that not through our system. One of our people does that. But if it's a standard video, right, that you're downloading, then when you go back to upload it into my media, you'd be uploading your own thumbnail, not ours, right? So what I mean
Yes.
is, if I'm in my recordings, right, you're gonna select the video, right? That you've just downloaded, right? You're gonna select that video, whatever that one may be.
Yeah, I'm talking about the ones that are in my back office that I created. Under
That
AI
you
video,
create.
which shows AI
Okay.
videos.
Yeah, so you're saying in here, if you're back here,
Under AI video, just below that?
Yeah, 1 second. I was just moving my thing around. So you're saying when you go to download this one,
Right.
like let's say if I'm downloading Michael Jordan, right?
Yep.
I don't think you want to download the fat guy, right? So you download that video. When you upload it into My Recordings, so by the way, when you hit it, the 3 dots are here, right, for download.
Yep.
Okay, so you're good up to that point, right?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Then you go to My Media, My Recordings, right? Now I'm going to go to my downloads, right? Just hit download. There's Michael. I didn't retitle it. Normally I retitle it. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And then let's go Michael copy.
Oh, so you can't download it directly from the download icon?
I'm saying the way that I did it is the only way that I know to do it. Right.
Okay.
So I know this will work.
Okay.
I always do that. Like sometimes there's other ways to do things. I just only know the way that works for me. Right.
Well, I'll try that for sure.
Okay. And then soon as I would go through this process, right, do my version. Now, again, I could copy exactly what was there before if I choose, right? Right. Pick my day and my time, whatever that may be. Then I hit upload. Then soon as that's finished, I go back in and add my thumbnail.
So let's say you already have all that done and the video is just showing up
So-
under AI
So
video.
now,
Go ahead.
well, I'm saying, so right now you see where I'm at, right? Now I could add any thumbnail I want, right? Any shared website I want, change any description I want.
Yeah.
So right before, so I'm saying like if there's 2 ways to do things, we know this is one way that will work flawlessly, right? In that sense. Okay.
So what you're saying is, because I think I know what Gary's saying. When you download it, the thumbnail and stuff like that doesn't come when you re-upload it. You have to put everything back in.
Correct, because I'm saying when we download it, we are assuming that the only intention may not be to use it in our system. Someone may want to use it outside our system, right? They may want to put it up as a YouTube video. They may want to put it on Facebook or Instagram. And so that's what I meant is we wanted to deliberately, the intention at that time was make it a component so you had more flexibility as opposed to flexibility only with our content attached. So that was the idea, is that you'd be able to recreate it and also break it down and have it as a multi-purpose. Because sometimes you may want to play the video during a training and you don't want to have a website attached to it, which you can do, right?
So would you do that for sending it out to an email or in a text? That same process?
Yeah.
you just went through?
This would be the process I use because it gives me the most flexibility. That's the way that I like it. It covers every base. It covers it for text. It covers it, for email. I get to be more creative with the thumbnail than just the one the company chose for you.
Do you
right?
mind just highlighting it again? If you went into AI videos,
Oh, let me do it one more time.
Yeah.
So I'm in Avatar Studio, and
Yeah.
let's assuming whether it be I created my own or the company created it, right?
Yeah.
Here's a version of it. Also, I have other ones. It says in the studio at the bottom, but I also have it in a library, right? I have it
Right.
in both places, right? Let's go back to the first one because it was just there, right? And so at first, here's the download. Here, if I want to watch it,
Yeah.
before downloading it, I would hit watch and it would pop up in my browser and I could watch it, download it. But here I'm going to hit download. I'm going to hit the 3 dots to give me the option to download. Now, the only thing that's downloaded is that video, right? No questions on that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now, I go back to my media, my recordings, and it's if I'm creating a video for the first time, right? But it's like uploading my favorite video. So I know what I just hit download, so I didn't save it to my iCloud drive or whatever. I know where it is, so I hit select video, show all files. Instead of going to, I normally save things to my drive, but here it is in my downloads. See the same one twice. So now I've uploaded it, And now I know I'm good to go. Now I can play the video right here and decide what URLs I want to add at what time. So let's say, for instance, this is 30
Hello,
seconds.
everyone. When I signed my first contract with Nike and stepped into my first pair of Jordans, I never imagined they would make people feel like it.
I could decide now to go at 10 seconds. I want to add one video. Then I'm going to play it further, maybe at a minute. In 5 seconds, I want to play another video, right? Another URL, whatever that may be. I could just add them here. Remember, this titling is what someone is going to see when they play it, not when they get the thumbnail, right? So this is Mike 3, okay? My description. This is what they'll see once they click on watch the video or you send it to them, right? Let's just say I'm going to add my website, www.mypitch.com, at a minute 5. For some reason I can't get it to change.
It's only 33 seconds, so you don't got to.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. Okay. So now I hit upload. And so the good news is all my heavy lifting is done, right? I've got the video I want. And now I'm assuming I'm going to send this as an email or a text. And so now I could watch it, right? Make sure it downloaded correctly with the websites that I want. If I wanted to download it again, somebody, do I have? Oh, let me mute everyone. Oh, I think we're good. So feel free to unmute yourself to comment. I'm sorry. So this is where it gets to be the effects that you want. You hit edit, general data, Mike 3. I'm just doing that here. Shared websites. I put it at 16 seconds. I can change that. Here's where I add my thumbnail. I hit change thumbnail. I'm going to go, maybe even though it's Mike, maybe I want them to know it's from me. So I'm going to put that. And I always think this is our best quality, is that you can actually decide what is written underneath the thumbnail. So especially, again, I go back to that teaching, am I talking to someone I know or someone I didn't know? If it's someone I know, I could literally go this personal, hey, Mike, this will only take a minute. Right? And here it is. Hey, Mike, this will only take a minute. And I'm done. And then I could literally hit share. I could watch it, copy the link, and send it. So any questions on that, Gary?
Well, I understand all that. So here's what the situation I was referring to is underneath AI videos, where the videos have already been recorded and everything you just did is already done. The URLs are put in, the thumbnails put in, and all I'm trying to do now is just copy that and send it to somebody. And some of times when I hit the download, it comes out with a picture and the heading, just like it shows in the back office. And sometimes it doesn't. It just says awesome video with just text. And I'm wondering,
one quick question. Why are you downloading it before sending it?
Well, I'm trying to take it out of the back office under my AI videos and put it into a text or an email.
So here's what you do.
Creating it again.
Yeah, you don't have to. So you see here where it says watch?
Yep.
Okay. So you hit watch.
Yep.
Okay. And now it's in a tab.
Right.
Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Now, see right here, share.
I hit share and it comes out as awesome video, not with the picture and the thumbnail that I already put in the video that's showing in the back office. Does that make sense?
No, I haven't experienced it, but I'll have to check that for you.
Yeah, it's only on the recent ones I did. The other ones I did before, it wasn't being consistent between the latest ones versus the ones that I'd already done previously.
So my question is, they just did an update where you can actually see the script afterwards. Was it before or after the update? Because sometimes when they do updates, it might mess something else up. That question is for Gary.
I can't answer that. I don't know if it was before or after the update, honestly.
Okay.
When was the update done?
Yeah, so yeah, trying to understand, where's the consistency, right? I'm saying of if you make a video today, this afternoon, right? Is that the same experience as an older video, right? That's where we'll have to run some tests to go figure that out, right? Because I can't.
Should I send that to Andy? Steve? Would you?
The hardest thing for me to answer is when something happens one time and doesn't happen another time, right?
Right. Exactly.
So that's where I'm saying my lack of certainty, right, in your answer, right, is trying to understand the certainty in the experience, right?
I can send it to Pam. Would that be helpful?
Sure. Yeah, I'm saying Barbara is in charge for us, of that. So if you could, the more detailed you could be in that description, then she'll run a test.
Okay, that'd be great. Thank you.
Right. But your overall perspective, you're saying, because I never hit download before I send the text. So that's where that's a lost experience for me, right?
Okay.
Because I'm sending it as a website, as a finished product, whether it be out of the Avatar Studio or whether it be out of my recordings, right? I'm sending a finished cloud link, right?
Right.
So the second I hit download, I'm recreating something, or I'm only sending a standalone video, right?
Right. Okay.
So
well,
that's,
you know what?
so
I'll
that's
also
where
check. I'll also try to send it out of the studio rather than out of my video. See if that makes a difference.
yeah, but the challenge that we're trying to solve is you're saying the thumbnail.
Yeah, it does do that every now and then, Steve.
Right. See, it's the now and then that's kind of that you need to describe in detail for the team to be able to go what's now and what's then, right? Because the one thing about technology, I can assure you, is not haphazard, right? There is some pattern, right? That us lay people, myself included, right, are not figuring out when the now is and when the then is in that sense, right?
Yeah, because a lot of times when there's an upgrade, sometimes it messes something else up. So a lot of times that helps. Like, for instance, Alignable just did an upgrade and it locked me out for the 2 days. They fixed it. But sometimes upgrades mess other things up.
Correct. We call it the unintended consequences, right?
Can you post when that's happening? I've had some similar things. I was able to create a video, tie an audio recording to it easily. I went back in today in order to create another video. I wanted to add a script that I was titling or calling happy or follow up, and it wouldn't save it. So I did send screenshots to the team.
Oh.
And then I couldn't find, like I have a lot of, questions, and I've been playing with it, and I can show you on my screen. I can share my screen.
Sure, be happy to do that. Okay, let me stop sharing mine. One second here.
I think I'm logged in. Okay. Okay, share.
Remember, just share a tab or the other browser, right?
Share tab, darn it. Why did it do that? Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Stop sharing.
Yeah,
So
you
sometimes
probably
it will, sometimes it will.
Usually you
glitch like
just
that. I
we click
definitely
on the
was
wrong
sharing
tab.
a Chrome tab. I'm selecting Chrome tabs as default. I hit pitch.
Steve, this is Gail. I got the same
Can you
thing
see it now?
when I clicked on the middle, when I was trying to share a
the middle
screen in the
is a
middle.
browser. The
But I
middle
got
is
the
a browser.
same mirror things that she got.
Okay, here we go.
It's sometimes I have to do it twice. Let me just put it that way. Sorry if I have things in my teeth. I was just eating. Okay, so I went to AI tools, video. I just uploaded this one. Where do I record? Let's see, Avatar Studio, Media Library. Okay. So I don't quite know why it repeats several times, like every time I play it, I guess. And then I can't really read the whole script. I don't know if I should be keeping these, but at the end of the day, I went to, no, the voice lab is for cloned and saved information, right?
Mhm.
How do I create an audio?
Collect a voice or any audio.
Voice. I wanted, there was a
So hit
way that
select
I was,
voice, right underneath where it says down low, down lower, right, oh, select voice. Did you just pass it?
yeah, exactly. Okay. So my voices, no, I had
Hit clone voice
clone a
if you want
voice.
to.
Yeah,
Voice. Okay.
right. So I was doing this. This was going to be my happy voice. I'm going to send a follow up. It's going to be very friendly, very warm, very nice, very kind, serious, yet professional. I'm just trying to talk as normal as I would so I can actually share this. I didn't select the backgrounds off. Maybe I should talk slower so it records slow information as well. I'm not sure. But other than that, it's been fantastic and it does a really good job.
Okay.
Okay. So
You have to title it.
I titled it. Yeah.
Okay.
So Charlie, I'll just put
Happy Charlie. Yeah.
friendly, right? Do I had a description
Okay.
for follow up post conversation.
And you can remove the background noise, right?
Yeah, I mean, sure, yes,
Doesn't
I
matter.
think I had saved it before and I didn't, but I will. So then I hit clone voice,
Mhm.
and this is what I get. Failed to fetch.
Okay.
And I tried just file upload, doesn't hold it.
Take a screenshot of that.
I sent it to the team, to the support. I told them
Yeah.
exactly my steps and what I did. That's kind of going to be my default.
Okay.
I like your green hand.
My what?
When you move your mouse, you have a green hand.
Yeah, the green arrow is large too, right? Okay, so yeah,
Okay.
that was
Yeah. Send me also your phone and your email so I can get this, squared away right after the call because I'll just text over there to see what the issue is on that one. But have you been able to do any other voice since then, or that's the repetitive problem?
I did the original one.
Uh-huh.
I did an original one, no problem. Changing the script is a little challenging, so I'm basically changing writing the script in a text note and then copying it over. And then I tried to use the AI tool to put in, the brackets and like where to put certain sides, but it didn't do a good job on a couple of them. It did on the first one, but then I was like, no. So I'm learning where I can add it myself.
Well,
So
it's good to hit AI enhance first, right?
yeah, I tried and it was like weird.
And then override it. But what I'm saying is you can go in, override it, and then hit AI enhance again so it applies. When you override
Okay.
it, you do
So-
have to hit it again and it'll apply your change.
Okay, because I have had a really hard time having it stick where I put the cursor.
Yeah,
So
it takes a
it-
second to
It will
do that.
bounce. It'll bounce
Uh-huh.
around. I'm like, no, go back, and it'll go bounce. That's why I started using a text doc because it was funny. And then also, does in the language section, there was a place where I think it said I could send out the message in a specific language, and there were only 9 languages available in the drop down.
But yeah, you can write the script in any language and it'll do that.
I thought it was like to deliver it when I send it. And then I did have one more question. Maybe I'll share my screen.
Okay. Let me hit stop sharing.
Okay.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Oh, am I still sharing?
No, I was.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, share screen. I hope this is helpful for others.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Okay. Get rid of that. Try one more time. Share. Share screen. Okay.
I know it's
Chrome
against
tab.
what you say, Steve, but I usually share the whole entire window, and then I just warn people. For a second, it's going to look kind of strange.
I'd love to. I don't mind, but it seems to mirror as well.
Yeah, it will for a second until you change the tab.
I will try that.
Okay.
Dave, what was your solution for this particular thing? I missed it. This is Gail.
I didn't have a solution. Just
Oh.
for screening, I usually do the whole window, but then I switch the tab. So I always warn people it's going to be screwed for a minute, and then I switch
Yeah, but
tabs.
it's
Going.
okay. So, oh, okay. So I just switched. Okay, and you can see my whole screen. Okay, perfect. All right.
Oh, so what did you do actually? You went
I
by that
touched
path.
the actual tab. So
Okay.
I saw all the mirrors, and then I literally touched a tab.
Oh, okay. So you hit entire screen first, and then
Yeah.
hit tab.
Did, and it mirrored, and then I just selected the tab I wanted to share.
Perfect.
And that's the
Oh,
way I always do
okay.
it, because then I have full control.
Yeah, and just clear your
Okay.
tabs, right? So
Oh, that's great.
I usually do.
No, that's great. So now you actually you can go from tab to tab pretty easily without having to say then share this tab.
Yeah. So that's awesome. Thank you. So going back to my videos, when I'll try and go into edit mode. When I built it, I actually put in the links that I wanted, but it wouldn't let me put the time I wanted them to display. So does that mean I have to come in here or somewhere to put the time I want it? Oh yeah. Okay. So
Yeah,
it let me put them in there, but it didn't let me adjust the time. Is there any reason why?
Are you
You have a
saying right
minute
now?
and 10 seconds, so it has to be less than a minute and 10 seconds.
In order to do that?
Again, what Dave is suggesting is you just have to make sure that the times you're checking is not longer than the length of the video. So right now
No,
you're
like,
showing.
it wasn't even an
10
option.
minutes.
Like it wasn't. All I could do is upload another URL. I couldn't put any
Like
time.
right now you're showing 10 minutes, 25 minutes, and 10 minutes, right? Versus seconds.
Oh God, wait, I want 10 seconds. Never
Yeah,
mind.
so
You're
you
right.
need to
Thank
put
you.
that back. Yeah, and that you should
Right.
be able to. Fine.
Yeah, I guess my question is why is this here not available when I'm adding it on the screen where I'm building?
On the Avatar Studio?
Yeah.
On the Avatar Studio, it's a different flow. You do it after you make it versus on this one when you're uploading it. It is a different flow.
Well, this was the flow to add it, just not to put the minutes and seconds. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
So when I was in the other screen and building this, it said upload another URL, but there were no minutes and seconds available, or I could have done it all at the same time.
Not sure.
If I could add something to that, it's actually better if you do it after you do the video, because then you can time when you want those URLs to show up within the video itself.
So
Right.
I was playing it so I could hear it. That's when I notated down what it was. So I just entered it. I would have entered it right there. Does that make sense? Because I could play the audio and hear what I wrote, I saw the seconds, but
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry that the flow is not identical on that. That's something that we could certainly look at. Yep.
okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Again, the more consistency, the better. But when we were creating it, there was actually Gary's thought that one person on the team built the Avatar Studio, another one had built my recordings at a different time. So there was two different mindsets when they were doing that. And we have been making an effort to have that same flow.
I would just say build it and then have a link to go add and edit on the screen where we just were. That's fine.
And that's the flow on my recordings. Exactly. And so that's what you and I are in the same boat. I'm saying that's why I'm more comfortable with my recordings than I am with the Avatar, because I do it in real time as well.
Yeah. So,
And so
okay.
we'll merge those two into the same experience. Just the way the other part I'm not comfortable about is how the thumbnails are different, right? So I like that I could upload my own thumbnail and that it's clean and it's simple in my recordings versus the Avatar Studio. And the Avatar Studio was the same way as my recordings, but some people were complaining that the person had to click the video in the Avatar Studios in order to make it play, and they preferred that it played automatically. So that's how I don't know if it was the right solution or not. That's still open for debate with me, which is the better experience. Thumbnail and click on it. And that's where I would take feedback from you guys. Which do you prefer? The thumbnail process in my recordings, or the thumbnail, when I say process, I mean experience for the end user? Which do you prefer? Because that's a pretty easy fix.
You'd have to maybe show us the example. I'm confused. I mean, not confused, but all the different, places. I'm still getting used to what you're describing. So I'm not sure.
So what I'm saying is, when you're in my recordings and you send it to somebody, they just get the recording and the website, right? When you send an AI avatar from this Avatar Studio, they get watch this video now. You don't get that in the recordings, right?
I don't know.
So that's what I meant, is if your customer experience is one, in the Avatar Studio, it says watch this video and they see a thumbnail. So as soon as they click watch on video, as soon as they open it, it automatically plays. When you send it from my recordings, they'll get that, how you get a video thumbnail and you have to click on the arrow, right? Because certain devices, Android versus Apple, some play automatically, some don't. And some people who were creating them were complaining, I send it to the person, but it's not, they didn't click on the video to play it, right? So the team came up with the idea of watch this video now from the studio to make sure that it played every single time automatically. Is that making more sense? So,
Yeah, I thought it was device choice by the end user. What that setting is, right?
Yeah, it's actually, it depends on where you send it from. If you send it from the Avatar Studio, it'll have that thumbnail and say, watch this now. If you send it from my recordings, it'll just have the thumbnail, right, with the text below it, which I think is cleaner. I like that better. But
Yeah.
so that's why I'm saying, in some ways, I defer to you from the experience of when you're sending it, where you would want to send it from. So what I meant is, if you guys can see my screen, right?
How
Yes.
do they know the person clicked or didn't click? Just curious.
Well, that's what our CRM, that we're coming up with really quickly.
Oh, you
You're gonna
have
get-
a CRM coming out? I want a beta test
Correct.
it.
Yes, exactly. That's
Can
the
I be a
key, right?
beta? I'll be a beta.
Well, hopefully we won't need a beta for that one, right? So here's what I meant, where if you're in my recordings, right, and I send it, what the person is going to see is that thumbnail. They'll see this. They'll see why pitch, why now. They click on it, but when they click on it, it doesn't always play. They have to push the button to actually play the video, depending on their device. Some devices will play it automatically, some won't. And so I'm saying some people were complaining that, they clicked on the thumbnail and the video didn't play and they weren't paying attention and they didn't understand, right? When you click it from here, right, the Avatar Studio, when you send it from here, they're going to get that thumbnail that says, watch this now, which was Gary was talking about before, right? From that perspective. Then as soon as they click on that, watch this now, do you see what I mean? If you send this from my recordings, you don't get this. You see how it says watch it now? If you wanted to be like Mike. So we created this. So when someone gets it, every time they click watch it now, the video will automatically play.
Yeah, I like that one. I don't know.
So that's why we created this format versus the thumbnail. But that's why it is two different experiences.
But the thumbnail also, there is like a description or instructions below it when it's sent,
Yeah.
or were you?
Yes, right. Like now is the time
Yeah.
to watch this video. If you ever wanted to be like Mike, you have control over these two, right? The same thing.
Wow.
This is editable, right?
That's
100%.
cool. And in the other
Yeah.
I
So this is from the Avatar Studio, right? In that sense, right? And the other one from my recordings, when you send it out, right? it is more like, I'm trying to see how you see it. Because if I hit watch, it's just going to open up. I don't know if I can. When you hit edit, okay, I'm in thumbnail, this is what they get. See, I can control why pitch, why now, and I can control the description.
Oof, they're both nice, actually.
Yeah, so I'm saying it's to me, this was a little cleaner. Do you know what I mean? That perspective.
Yeah, they both make sense. Different.
Right. Different feel, right? From that point of
Maybe
view.
one better when you're doing a text message or something.
Well, so here's the cool part in the beginning was I left it both ways to give you both the options, right? Of which one you like better as opposed to me deciding for you, because you can send anything from either one, right? You can create it in the Avatar Studio, you can download it, upload it here and completely recreate it. So the truth is you have an option to send it either way that you want. Not the best for training and teaching, right? You know, that's always the trade-off, right? Options always equal complications, right? But for now, I left it to kind of see which people prefer, you know, in that sense. But that's why these trainings are so helpful, because people then get to go, oh, I actually don't have to let the company make that decision. If I'm outvoted, I could still send it the way that I like, right? Versus, you know, it's only that yellow box and it's only, you know, that thumbnail, right? Because the other thing that I was thinking too is, you know, sometimes if people want to eventually post it on social media, which is better, you know, having more options depending on more formats. But like I say, there's some things we want to go back in, and I would love the common sense one is in both ones to have different thumbnail options, right? It's just a matter of what do we work on, when do we work on it, right? In that perspective. So we defaulted to, you could do it either way if you're smart enough. Not the best system in the world, but we got it. That's it.
Maybe just put a description with the JPEG of what it looks like if you send from this section, or what it doesn't look like if you send from this section. I don't know.
Yeah,
Help.
I'm saying, like you say,
The other thing,
there's a few more Band-Aids, right? There's a few more Band-Aids we could do in between before we make that happen. But yes, I mean, I think it would be interesting. Like, for instance, if you take one of your avatars and send it to yourself from the studio, right? And then send itself from my recordings, right? See the experience as a guest. Again, 90% essentially is the same experience, right? But that 10% is a look and feel that right now you're in charge of, right? Even though both will have a picture, both will have a description. One, I didn't like the idea of I'm stuck with that yellow background as the backdrop, right? That's the part where I cringed a little bit, right? That is such a visual to make someone be stuck with when we're trying to give creative. So that,
Especially when your brain colors is green, like mine is green.
yeah, I feel like you guys are in the boardroom with us, right? This is the kind of debates that we have internally, right? Of, you know, what's the simple, what's the clean, what's to do it, but what does it look like out there in the real world, right? From that perspective.
Steve, you said that you were going to do something about, like, with real estate people. I've been meeting with a realtor at 5:00 in terms of anything extra that we could talk about.
I'm saying I'll have those tomorrow. I was trying to do that today, but quite honestly, you know what happened to me last night, not to be too personal, is I watched the World Cup at this hotel event and was walking back to us, and these people bumped into me, and I thought it was a little more physical than a normal bump, right? And it was. They pickpocketed my phone. So this morning, I was on the phone half the morning with AT&T in between demos, trying to get my phone number transferred to an old phone just so I would have a phone today. Right? But normally I would spend that time recreating the videos that I had scripted out. So I'm a day behind, and I apologize for that. But yeah, it was one of those, they were a little too friendly, and I was right, you know, in that sense.
And
But,
so Rachel brought up a question. Where are the videos that we can download and the scripts we can? Or none of them are there yet?
No, they're there. Let me show you. Sometimes you just have to scroll a little further than maybe you realize. So in the communications section right here, there's communications. This is where we're going to put those kind of videos. And right now, here's all the corporate ones with the script. So to see the script, the easiest way that I do it is I just hit play, opens up in my browser, and there's a big button that says copy script. I'll show you. Oh, I forget I can show you the whole screen here easily. So, see here where it says copy script?
Hi, I am Steve Jameson,
Okay.
CEO of Pitch.
So they're all
If you are
there.
watching this, you probably use Zoom or
great.
Google Meet.
Yeah, that actually is and that's where I'm going to put the other training videos. And I'm going to try to do one for as many categories and certainly open to suggestions of which ones that I can, that you want me to do one for. I mean, so I mean, obviously e-commerce, real estate, insurance, affiliate, direct selling are kind of the low hanging fruit of the obvious ones. But I'd like to get a good dozen, 2 dozen. Again, not that they're libraries for you to create your own with a script from my point of view that kind of goes with my teaching in the sense of how do you talk to people you know, how do you talk to people you don't know, how do you never answer a question in the beginning that you don't know the answer to or that can be no, right? They'll be written all from that point of view in my mind that I know you guys will make better and you'll make it your own. But it's kind of interesting when you really sit down and go through that kind of process of how you want to reach out to people in that sense. I will say I did get a call over the weekend from somebody who was a little frustrated in the AI Avatar Studio because everything, you know how some people, if there's red light and green light and they're supposed to pick green, they're always going to pick red. Just certain people you just count on, they're always going to pick the red. It was like one of those people today, and I apologize, I'm not mocking anyone, but it was like every wrong format you could pick, that person picked, you know what I mean, to create a video, to create an audio, right? And it was like, oh, this is so hard. And it's like, no, it's really not. Once you kind of understand, and I offered to do a one-on-one training with her today just to show her that it wasn't hard, but that didn't happen today. But and that's where I think, Charlie, you're right. We need to have some more do's and don'ts up there where people can self-correct, you know, when they get, like the error message you got today is clearly us, not you, right? You went through every correct step. But when somebody's uploading an MP4 video, expecting to get the voice, we should do a better job of saying, no, not quite right, you know, not going to work, you know, that perspective. So we're working on that one some more.
Does anyone else have, like, I keep trying to upload a background image, it loses it. I've tried in my personal
it does.
profile.
No, that's ours. That's ours.
Okay. Yours never
yeah.
loses, so I'm like, why is it?
No, the reason mine doesn't lose, and this is a terrible cheat that I shouldn't share, right?
Please do.
If you have another web-based browser like Google Meets, right, and you have an extension, and you pick the background from Google Meets, when you load onto your Google Chrome browser, Google Chrome browser looks at any browser based as they think it's Google Chrome. And so I think that's what happened to me and Gary. Like, Gary doesn't understand how he got his background either, right? And I guarantee you, it's like he once did Google Meets, picked that background, and so when he logged in, it thinks it is. So like I have an extension, so my background stays because I hate to admit it, I'm using Google Chrome extension where I could pick the background, and until we fix it.
Okay.
So
I feel better.
So that's what I meant. I'm going to tell people to download a Google Chrome extension for Google Meets, click on your background, and it'll stay on ours. And you can hit a button and turn it off easily, on and off. But even though
we
have
need
nothing
to run that. You're gonna fix it though, right? So I don't need to.
Yeah, we're gonna fix it. So that's just like, that's the offline conversation I'm stupid enough to have online. But we actually have nothing to do with any other technology platform. But the browser-based commonality is technically why that works, you know? Okay. So, all right. Any other questions or thoughts today? Any other, Terry?
I'm sorry, I do. I noticed in the beginning when I was first making the avatars that it cuts it off. So what I've been doing is try to put 2 different emotional prompts, I guess, in it, because it seemed like it picks up the last part of the first word, or it skipped it if it was even a shorter word. And I was trying to figure out, like, okay, can I do a pause? Well, that didn't work. I kept trying different things to not lose those very first words, because you could tell it was cut off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do the same thing. I play with it. You know, sometimes, you know, it's just a matter of the script, the sound, the voice, it's a bit temperamental in that sense, right? Because it's so sensitive to that perspective. The only other thing I would say to somebody for those, is 5,000 characters sometimes is, even though it says you're allowed, it's only an approximation. So it doesn't take into consideration pauses, emphasis. So when you say pause, it could be 30 characters, right? So I never go close to 5,000 characters, but if you try to do that and render it, it's probably not going to work in that sense. And we may even lower the number of characters just to prevent people from doing that without lowering the time. It's really based on minutes, not on characters. But that was the easiest way for us to get an approximation. 1,000 characters is about a minute if you're literal, right? But once again, I just want to emphasize that when you are typing this and you hit AI enhance and a bracket comes up, I very rarely go with the ones that they say, right? But it's a great starting point. And every time I first click and I try to change it, it won't let me. Usually I have to do it a second time, but like right now it just stopped, right? That's what I meant. You just do it a second time and then it's fine. I don't know why that is. It's the weirdest thing, but it's also important that if you type this, remember, if it's not highlighted, it means it's not working. And to highlight it again is hit AI enhance. And that'll definitely make that pop up. There it is, So, but this is where you're the artist. This is where they say, AI is going to replace us. No, we still have taste. We still have our own input in that perspective. And this is what I do for our Tuesday nights. And I play with it until I feel like it's just right, for that perspective.
Is there ever going to be a time when we get the library for those special videos, like Michael Jordan and stuff like that?
Well, the reason I haven't put in is because when it comes to the celebrities, we're not authorized to use those in a promotional perspective. We're allowed to use those legally for demonstration purposes, but I don't want to wake up and see that on TikTok or Facebook, right? So people will go, I thought they had no ethics. I thought they had no values. Yeah, see what I mean? They're pretending Michael Jordan's endorsing their products. So I don't know if I'm ever going to do it that way, as much as just use it for demonstration purposes. The other thing, like I always say to people, is I personally never use the gestures. I find that AI enhance is much more natural. That gestures over exaggerates whatever you ask it to do, or will do it more times than you want. So that's something that we'll look at in the future. I may replace gestures with, a scriptwriter, ChatGPT or something to that perspective to give people more help. As I think now that people are more confident and they realize, I think people have learned that you're still the best writer, and ChatGPT, yes, is great for, getting your kids A's in school, but not really for communicating who you are. But it is great at enhancing, who you are. And so I think trying to find out the right balance, between how to use that just to make your life easier in that sense.
Can you go back to that screen? I just want to point something out that confused me, and I just want to make a user run suggestion.
Sure.
Go back
Go
to
ahead.
the creating. Yeah. Scroll down just a little. See where in the blue where it says want to preview, and then it says each preview uses 1 credit. I was so nervous in the beginning to do that because that is not where it uses 1 credit. It's down at the bottom where it says by clicking the checkbox and generate. That's where it uses the credit.
Yeah,
Same
but-
confusion for me.
Yeah, but just remember, and we're going to clean that up when we start to actually charge you guys for the credits, right? So I haven't really focused on that because we're not really charging people yet, but we will make that differential for you.
Give us till the end of the year before you charge us.
No, like I think I shared it on Saturday, what started out as sizzle marketing and kind of fun and attention grabbing feature, became something that was really highly functional and highly differential. So it became much more an important issue for me to get it cost effective, because I really now felt people are going to use it versus people are just going to have some fun with it now and then. And so that's the reason we went back to the drawing board in the sense of how these videos are rendered, and made an investment in the kind of software and servers to be able to do them at a large scale, realizing they're going to be used in a much larger way than we thought, so we can bring it cost effective. Even though I know some of you, we're happy to pay the prices, that we originally thought we were going to go out with. But the idea for us is, can we have everything we want? Have cost-effective avatars, pay you guys commissions on it, sell it like a product. Because I can see people coming in and saying, I don't do webinars, but I do want to send interactive text all day long. I do want to send interactive emails. And so that's where I'm saying we took it as a much more high-profile feature than an, oh, by the way, in that sense. Okay. So it cost me money, waiting to get it right, but I'm glad we made that choice so far. Okay.
Gotta find that happy medium.
Exactly. Yeah, that medium is going to be over as quickly as I can. So, but all right, guys. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'll see you tomorrow, and tomorrow I'll display the first video, hopefully.